welcome back to the seventh rotation. It's time for our third sit down this season, this week with Coach Thanh Pham of St. Thomas. Coach, thanks so much for taking the time to join us.
Oh, thanks, Madison, for having me.
Absolutely. Coach, this is your fourth season in D1 and in the Summit League. You've already surpassed last season's conference win total. Just in general, you came into D1 with kind of a young team. Talk to me a little bit about just the development of your team and the growth that you've seen as you've adjusted to this new level.
Yeah, like you said, we were young and just making the jump to Division One. I think that all the coaches in the conference do an amazing job with their teams, and just to be able to compete with them has been a fun part. The maturation process of our team has been very fun, slow moving for me, but I think that they're starting to see the fruits of their labor. So that's the other rewarding part of the job.
Did you ever think this is your 22nd season at St. Thomas? Did you ever think that like making the jump to D1 is something that you would get to be able to do?
I never envisioned it. It wasn't a thought when I first took this job at St. Thomas. I think that the reasons why I took the job, helping young people, caring about the sport, caring about the game, I think all those can be true no matter what division we coach at. So in that aspect, I do feel as if I'm fulfilling my calling. So if you would ask me, yeah, St. Thomas is going to go D1, is that something that you would want? Back in my D3 days, I would have said no way. Like I really enjoyed our Division III conferences and that whole experience. But I'm embracing the challenges that D1 has presented itself now, and I couldn't be more happy.
That's amazing. I love to hear that. I want to go back to September and the Iowa match. This is the first Power 4 win for your program. And in two of those four sets, Iowa actually failed to even reach 20 points. They did outblock you, but you had 7 aces in that match. What was kind of the thing or the stat or whatever it was that was kind of able to lift you to that win?
Yeah, our assistant coaches and Kevin Rivas and Joy Teets did a great job scouting Iowa, and they did amazing. They put together an amazing game plan of serving aggressive and picking our shots. So we knew that again, their setter transfer was a kid that we had seen in previous years, and so we were very familiar with her from being from Central Michigan. So again, it wasn't new to us. So it was our third time seeing her, and we kind of knew her tendencies. So that allowed us to really get into our game plan. Iowa's a great team. They're big, they're physical. For us to be able to just stick with them and then put enough pressure on them where hey, why are they losing to this team or what's going on? That just created a storm for them that they couldn't quite manage at that time. So on that day, we were able to come out with the W.
It's certainly a lot of momentum in your non-conference too. Other than that first weekend, it was extremely successful. Your conference schedule was definitely tough from the get-go, as we know it is at the Summit League. But after NDSU and Omaha, you went to Vermilion and accomplished no small task, sweeping USD on their home court. And also the first time you beat USD since you joined the conference. Megan Wetter had 7 blocks in that match. Talk to me a little bit about her performance, how she was able to help the team.
That seems like eons ago back in September, but what I remember from that match is that it was a very fun environment to play in. Leanne does a great job of getting her fans out there, and I just remember as the game was progressing that thinking that okay, we actually have a shot here if we can again apply that pressure of good serves, staying in system, and we're such a balanced team that it's hard to figure out where we're going to move that ball. And I think that provides a lot of teams with a lot of fits. And as soon as one person starts getting stopped, we tend to go to a different person who can, again, produce in that environment. And Megan, that was her night. She, again, just knew what she wanted to do, was very composed, just really bought into the game plan. And again, we were able to come out with that W.
Yeah, absolutely. Yours was not the match I was focused on that night. I was watching a different one on the big TV and kind of switching through on the little TV. And once I turned yours on, I never turned it off. I was like, oh, what's happening? This is exciting. I love to see it. After defeating USD, 3-match win streak, and then you go 5 sets and extra points with Denver, just unfortunately came out kind of on the wrong side. Was there anything missing in that match that kind of prevented you from getting that win? And how were you able to kind of bounce back against North Dakota?
Denver's a really good team. They have two outsides that are big and physical. Uh, they just got hot at the right time, and we had our chances. We were up 13-6 in the fifth set, 13-7 in the fifth set. Megan called a timeout, and she did a great job with her team and got them back composed, and we just were never able to be aggressive enough to overcome that. And that's what we took away from that match. We have to continue to stay aggressive. We have to continue to play to our standard, be us, and that's kind of helped us, in the last few matches here.
I want to ask, not really a random question, but the Summit League, obviously I'm biased. Everyone knows that I would do anything for the Summit League, but I feel like it doesn't get enough attention. And maybe with SDSU's kind of win streak, maybe now it will. But what do you think it is about the Summit League and the coaching and just kind of the type of kids we have that makes it so special?
I think that there's such genuine respect amongst coaches that it makes it a special conference in terms of you see South Dakota State go 5 sets with ORU and even last night South Dakota State and South Dakota they go 5 sets, and it's such a balanced, fun league where there are superstar athletes, but there aren't superstar teams in terms of there's no team with 6 superstars. Everyone kind of balances out their team in the same manner. And again, I respect it completely where we're looking for kids that fit our academic profiles at our institutions and also finding a way to compete on the court. And that's the fun part where I know that no matter who we're facing in the Summit League, it's going to be a good match. And I think that's what makes it special. So again, South Dakota State, kudos to them, 19-0. Like Dan's doing a fantastic job with them. I feel like at any given day, any team might be able to rise to that challenge. But again, no one's proven that correct yet.
What do you feel like your next goal for St. Thomas volleyball is in the Summit League?
Again, just to be competitive night in and night out. I know that in previous years when we were first starting out, we didn't quite have the athletes due to scholarships limitations, and now we're finally starting to get there. I want us to be able to compete with joy and be able to lean into being a Division I athlete where there's so many demands and stresses put on you compared to where we were in the Division III world. I think that the team is starting to embrace that and learning that, and we're starting again continual improvement. Right, that's always the goal. If we win or lose, can we improve from it? Sometimes that's out of our control, but again, if we can continue to work on the things that we can control, such as our effort and our communication, things will go the way that we think that they will, which is continue to have success in the Summit League.
Absolutely. Well, you might have just answered my last question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. You're headed to Fargo Grand Forks road trip this weekend before you host Omaha and DU. And as we've said, it doesn't get any easier. These teams, tough teams, just keep coming back around. What's the message to the team as you head to Fargo tomorrow?
Yeah, have we improved? Can we stay aggressive? Can we continue to play composed and enjoy the competition? NDSU, the Allie Hensey's killing it up there. Jen's she's got 2 new setters that are running a great offense for her. So can we stay us? Can we continue to believe in what we believe in? And then when we head up to UND, we won 2 sets that had to go extra points. Can we again? And we just saw them last week. What have we learned that from last week that we can take into this week? And hopefully it's our composure. Hopefully it's execution. Hopefully it's that joy to compete.
Absolutely. All right. The Tommies are 4-4 in Summit play. They'll look to add to their win total against NDSU tomorrow night at 7 and UND Saturday at noon Central Time. You can catch them all on the Summit League Network. Coach, thanks so much for taking the time. And we wish you luck through the rest of the season.
Thank you.